Well, after a year, we're finally rebuilding the big bore beast here. So this is a 2008 Honda TRX700x. I picked this thing up about a year ago for, I think it was like $1750. We got back home and the top end turned out to be completely junk. It lost a valve. The valve was hitting between the piston and the head, so it damaged the head. The cylinder was cracked. The piston was damaged. It was horrible. So we went to look for some new parts and we turned to Facebook. A guy actually reached out to me that I bought from before, and he's like, oh, I've got these parts left over. I own a small business. I repair stuff all the time. I got this Honda TRX700x in, and I've got these new parts in the boxes still. I'll give you a really good deal on them. I said, sweet, I'll send you over the money. Ship me out the parts. Long story short, he never shipped out the parts. So I'm stuck with no parts and I'm out like $1,000. So that is unfortunate. So I've been texting him for about a year now trying to get my parts, and unfortunately it was a big scam. So the pictures he sent me were a little blurry. It should have tipped me off, but I'm like, okay, maybe he's got a crappy phone. So I actually looked on Google. I typed in TRX700XX parts. A video popped up, and I recognized the table in the video. The table in the video was the same table in the pictures he sent me. So he went to the video, screenshotted the pictures of the parts in the video, and then sent those pictures to me. So definitely a scam. Yeah, so I messaged him, confronting him, and I really haven't heard from him since. So I looked up his name the other day. Turns out he's getting a ton of bad reviews for his business, and he just committed arson and is spending 7 years in prison. So I think karma caught up with him. So I'm not too mad about that. But we ended up getting some new parts. So we're out another, I think I paid around $1,600 for all these parts. So in total, I think we're out like $2,600 for all the parts I tried to buy for this thing. So heads for these are like impossible to find in good condition. It seems like they break valves all the time. But we finally found one after about a year of looking. So this thing is pretty clean. You can see no damage to the head at all. And we found this thing for about $600. And it came with the rockers as well. So those all look good. Valve cover looks good. Everything's there. And then we ordered up a big bore kit for it. So you can run on race gas or regular gas from the pump. I wanted the option because race gas is sometimes hard to get. And then we got the stage 1 hot cams. So what this does is improve bottom end and mid range. So we're gonna feel that torque on the bottom end and through the mid range a lot more with the stage 1. Then we got the new cam chain for it, new top end gasket kit, and then here are all the old parts. The old cam, you can see the lobes are pretty squared off here, see that? So we're like, yeah, we don't want to mess with that. Let's get the hot cams and call it a day. So that's what we're going to be doing. You can see how squared off that is from that broken valve. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully the hot cams works pretty well. This thing came with a power commander because it was already big bored. So we'll have to mess with that too. We might just unplug that altogether and not even mess with that. But the bottom end is fine. The rod has no play up and down, a little bit back and forth. And this thing actually has an oil squirter built into it right there. So we shouldn't have a problem with the bottom end at all. Cam chain was pretty loose and stretched, so we're gonna replace that too. But yeah, let's get going on this thing. See if we can get this up and running today. Hopefully I ordered all the parts and we aren't missing anything. But yeah, this thing's definitely gonna be a monster when it's all done. We have the clutch side. We're gonna be taking off the oil filter today, and then this whole cover has to come off so we can get the cam chain out and replace that. Oh, dripping lots of oil. So that's interesting. The oil pump is right there on this thing. Here's what the cover looks like on the inside. Kind of a complicated cover. Here's the oil filter. Doesn't look too bad. There's a little spring in there we're going to take out. So we'll put that off to the side here. I'll see if there's any metal shavings in there. No metal shavings at all. So that's a good sign. Yeah, nothing. No metallic flakes or anything. Plastic piece too. Start with the clutch cover. Yeah, I think we've got to take off that piece of plastic. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got going on for the clutch. Mechanism here, so we want to take that off. There we go. Got that cotter pin out. Looks like there's a washer behind there too. You can see how rusty that is. Cable down here for reverse, I'm guessing. That comes off. And there is an oil line right there. That one's gonna be a little tricky. Actually, I can leave that one on. Get this clutch cover off here. Oh yeah, clutch looks pretty good. Look at how nice that basket looks. No grooves at all. Alright, we finally got this to come off. Hopefully I didn't break anything in there. Oh, hopefully this cover can come off. No way. Are you serious right now? Do you have to take this whole thing out of the frame? Look at this. The cover's hitting the frame down here. Gotta be kidding me. There's no way. You serious right now? I don't think you can take the cover off without taking the engine out of the frame. Or at least loosening it up. What the heck? What a stupid design. Alright, this engine is not budging. I can't get the chain off back there, that sprocket. So we're going to try to take the clutch off and see if we can maneuver that cover out of the way. Kind of twist it out of the way there. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but maybe we can. Take the clutch off here. Alright, so you've got a little washer behind there with a roll bearing. Nut off, there's a little washer behind there, and then the lock washer. This whole clutch should come off of here now. Let's see, there we go. Behind there, and the basket can come off. Oh. That fell off and broke the clutch basket. Are you kidding me? Oh. That sucks. So I need a new clutch basket. That really sucks. Oh my gosh, how did that happen? Oh, this stupid thing. Now we probably can't even get the cover off. You gotta be kidding. This thing is a pain in the butt. So now we need a new clutch basket. That is so dumb. That sucks really bad. Let's see if I can lift this out of the way and get this thing off of here. Oh, come on, it's so close. There's like no room for that bolt right there at the end. Alright, that bolt came off. Let's see if we can get it out now. Holy crap. That was the process getting that thing off. Holy man. Broke the clutch basket in the process. You got like gunk down there. Well, we got it off. This thing was in there. That's from. Well, looks like that was a $200 drop. This is the cheapest one I could find. There's a brand new one right here for $300. And then 200, 200. That's the inner clutch basket. 300. It's a new one. 300. So that's the cheapest one. So looks like we have to buy that. Oh, darn. That is a big bummer. Now that should pull out of there. No metal shavings, but it does look like coolant got in there. There's like a bunch of sludge in there. Just gonna try to fish some of it out. Nut washer. Alright, finally. That took a while to get to that. How do you get this thing off of here? A tight fit. Alright. Got a hot cam chain here. Brand new. Alright, here's the brand new one. So not much of a difference. Alright, let's get this cam chain on. Fish it through. There we go. Alright, so this is the top end kit we got. It's 11:1 compression. It's got the JE piston and the cylinder works cylinder along with the new gasket kit here. So you can run this on pump gas or race gas. So this is actually the standard bore. I thought it was a big bore, but it's actually standard bore. I just looked it up. The kit was, I believe, around $550. So you can see 11:1 piston cylinder, yeah, $560. So that's how much it was. Take a look at the cylinder here. Looks perfect. Take a look at the piston. We'll measure this ring gap here quick. So here are the circlips, the piston rings. Here is the piston and the pin. Let's see what this piston looks like. That's a nice looking piston. So, put this box off to the side. What does it look like? Man, that's just a massive piston, isn't it? Holy cow. Look how big these rings are too. Just a beefy ring. Alright, so let's see if these have numbers on the top. Yep, So you can see the N right there. It's gonna be facing up. And then you've got the N right here. Look how thick that black ring is, jeez. All right, so we can measure the ring gap next. Got our pin right here too. Open that up. I mean, everything is just huge. All right, we'll stick the second ring in first. That's a nice tight ring gap. See right in there. Do a quick measurement on it. Looks like it's gonna be like 14 thousandths, I bet. Maybe a little bit more. Exactly 14 thousandths, look at that. Huh. So that's nice. That is a tight clearance for the second ring, which is good. First ring going in. Alright, that one's exactly 14 thousandths as well. So, ring gap checks out. So we're going to start with the oil ring here. Get that installed. You've got your two smaller oil rings here. They don't have any numbering or lettering on the top of them, so those can go in either way. So get those guys on. You want to stagger the ring gap. So you get one on. Second one you can put on the top here. There we go. So there's a ring gap right here. And then one right here, so you want to move this one a little bit further away from the other one. You don't want them overlapping. There we go. And you can get your second ring on. So N's going to be facing up. Just going to install it like that. On. Then the first ring, again. Little N right there, faces up. You can get that on. Looks like it has bigger notches right back here. So that will go towards the intake side, and the smaller notches over here will go towards the exhaust. I'm surprised there's no arrow though, or dot anywhere on this thing. Stagger the ring gap here. So one is going to go right here, that ring gap, and then the other one's going to go 180 away from that one. So back here. So now that's good. Now we can get the circlip in. One of them. Look at these circlips. Those are just huge. Alright, let's go ahead and get the gasket on here. Like that. Get the cam chain through. Gotta get the rod through here. Alright, there we go. Just gonna lube up the rod a little bit before we put the piston on. Get a little oil going in there. A little bit on here. And so see how these are a little bit bigger in diameter. I can measure here with my calipers here. So it's kind of hard to see how big they are, but on this side we've got about 36 millimeters. And you can see on this side we've got about 31. So this side is the intake side. I don't know why they don't put a marking on there. They must figure you're smart enough to install it correctly. So we put the circlip on that side so we can start the pin on this side. Just put it in about that far and drop it down. That looks pretty good. And these circlips are like the hardest circlips I've ever had to get into a piston before. They're just so thick. Next, I gotta get the cam chain through. Alright, I was getting the cylinder on and I realized we're missing the two double pins right here and right there. So those must have been thrown out with the previous cylinder. So we're gonna have to order those up. Alright, here is the head we got. Came with all the valves. If you guys remember that little pin we found in the clutch area, here it is right here. I had to look at the diagram and find out where that went, but that's the pin we found. It didn't have the O-ring on it. But that's the one we found in the clutch area. So good thing we were looking in there, and good thing we took off that cover, otherwise that would have been missing and ground down. So that one goes right in there. We've got the spark plug in. We have two double pins. One right there, and one right there. And then we have two double pins that go on the back side of it as well. Right there, and right there that we have to order up. So unfortunately it was missing a couple double pins. I want to take a close look at the valves next, get those out of there, and see if those are bent, because we might have to order up some new kibble white valves. We definitely need to lap these in too. Pins. Get these springs off. I guess our top end kit didn't come with new valve seals either. So we need those too. Didn't even think of that. I think that's bent. Huh, are you serious right now? Oh, look at that. It's bent. Wow. Are you serious? That's crazy. So it looks like we have to get all new valves too. Wow, this is turning into a big money pit. Jeez. So that's not good. Let's see how the seat is. We'll have to clean that up and and see how that is. Must have skipped time or something and bent all the valves. Wow, that really, really sucks. I think that one's gonna be bent too. Yep. Look how bent this one is. What the heck? Wow. Ooh. Yeah, that's definitely bent. See how it pops out like that. Ooh, that was a little rough. Yeah, I can already tell it's bent. Sweet. Look at that wobble. Wow. So 3 for 3 are bent. Oh, that one popped out. Oh, I don't know. That one might not be bent. Let's see. Not as bent as the other ones, but it's still bent. Look at that wobble. So every single valve is bent. So it looks like we need new valves. That really sucks. Let's take off the valve seals here. Let me stick a valve in there and just see. They're really loose in there. I don't see any gaps or anything. Pretty tight. Looks pretty good. That one looks good. So luckily the guides look to be pretty good. We might have to get those machined to fit the kibble white valves that we're going to order up. Alright, looking at the valve cover here, this is the new one. This piece is like melted. What's going on with that? So I'm going to order up a new one of those. That looks terrible. Rockers look pretty good. They're pretty smooth. No ridges on there or anything. So nothing's been wearing off on those. Adjuster screws look good. No warping or damage there. Those are all smooth. Here's the old one, those big ridges right there. This was getting worn pretty bad. See that? There's like a millimeter ridge on each side. And same with this one. There's like a really big lip on there. So yeah, this one's really concaved in too. Look at that. So these rockers were junk. All right, here's the old cam. You can see how bad the lobes are. See that? This one's all flat too. Look at that flat side right there. Look at that flat piece right there. So that's basically junk. Here's the little decompression mechanism right there. Who knows if that was working either. But we got a new hot cams for it. So let's take a look at the new hot cams. This is a stage 1. Because I wanted that low end torque. Alright, so here is the cam. Like a pin. I thought there was a spring too. Oh yeah, there's a little spring right there. Okay. Open this up. Alright, so we've got a woodruff key and a spring. Let's see. Step 1, insert spring into the hole. I'm guessing that hole right there. Compress spring with finger and slide decompression weight over spring as shown. Alright, we're going to try to get this decompression mechanism off and install it onto the new cam. Alright, so we got the old one apart here. There's a spacer. There's the decompression mechanism. Now, we have to line this up. Like that. Put the spacer on it. And then tap it down until it's fully seated. Right. Align the key with the key weight and the flange. Press flange until it bottoms out. Spacer should rotate freely. Alright, we've got our keyway lined up there. Now we're just going to press this on. And, oh, our little spring popped out of there. We want that spacer to be loose still. Alright, now we're going to crank that down until it's even. Bit of play in there. Alright, that looks pretty good. Working, and it's bottomed out. So there's no play in there. Alright, now here's the old cam. Throw that in the bin here. And here's the new one. Everything is complete. So that's good to go. We can get the sprocket on here next. So sprocket's going to go like that. That one goes on there. And that one goes on there. All right, cam's all set to go. Let's get this stager cover back on. Yeah, you're actually supposed to use gasket maker. So, clean this up a little bit and get some gasket maker on there. Alright, so this gear is going to go on like this. Oh, actually, we probably want to put the other one on first. This one is going to go on like this. Doesn't look like there's any washers or anything behind it. Goes on like that. And then you've got this one. It's gonna go on like that. Get this clutch cable out of the way. It goes on like that, and then the cover can go on. Make sure everything's good one last time. Okay, so we saw a lot of coolant coming out of the case right here, and then on the other side of the stager. So I don't know if when we took off the head gasket and the cylinder, if coolant went down through the cylinder to the engine here, or what. It kind of seems like it was there for a long time. I guess it was sitting for a year, but we're gonna check out the water pump, make sure those seals are good. Come on. Oh, that's cool coming out. Okay. What the heck just happened there? Okay. The whole thing just comes out like that. And that should move with the crank. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. Alright, here we go. Looks super clean. Impeller. So we can get that impeller off next, because I think the seal is right there. There we go. Back on. Oh, there, that's coming out right there. You just see the seals all look really good in there. So for now, we'll order up a new seal kit, and then we'll only replace if we have to. So I was hoping to get this thing fired up today, but we ran into some problems and we weren't able to complete. So a couple different things went wrong today. We dropped that clutch basket, getting that cover off. So we have to order up a new clutch basket. A couple of dowel pins were missing. They must have gone missing over the course of the year. The clutch gasket, obviously we need. And then obviously we need new valves. I was not expecting the valves to be all bent. So that kind of put us back as well. But next video, we'll have all the parts and we should be able to complete this thing, start it up, and take it for the first ride. So stay tuned for that. I'm looking forward to finally being done with this thing and ripping it for the first time. I haven't ridden this thing ever before, so I'm sick of looking at it in the garage. I just want to be able to ride it. So that will be next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next video, and until next time, we are